Good evening. Now, the Supreme Court today directed the Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar to appear before the CBI and fully cooperate with the investigation. The Chief Justice of India directed that no coercive action is to be taken against him, including an arrest. Meanwhile, the MHA has asked the West Bengal government to take disciplinary action against the Kolkata Police Commissioner for violating the service rules. Remember, IPS officers are a central service. At the same time, Mamata Banerjee has now called off her dharna, and opposition is making a beeline to meet her. Joining me right now, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who argued for West Bengal and the Police Commissioner in Supreme Court. Mr. Singhvi, good evening and thank you for joining us. My first question to you is this. Both the central government and Mamata Banerjee are calling this a moral victory. Do you agree it's a moral victory of sorts for both parties?
Look, let me tell you the legal aspects, the political and the practical aspects, and you judge for yourself.
Yes.
I don't think it's just a moral victory. I think it's a complete victory, or largely a complete victory for us, for the following reasons. And of course, you can discount the fact that I was appearing as a counsel, but I'll try to be as objective as possible. Look, there are 3 to 5 letters on record, including the last one being 18th of August 18 and thereafter also, by the police commissioner saying, me and my entire team is ready to come. We will sit wherever you want in Kolkata, centralized place, and cooperate with you. So this is something he's been offering for the last 2.5 years directly in writing. All that the court, with a great amount of pragmatism, has done, has converted our offer into an order. So there is nothing new in it. The court has largely agreed with our own offer. Number 2, there is an attempt to humiliate and harass all the time. One of the ways of doing it is to call me to Delhi every time. Well, the court, although we would have liked Kolkata, has just put it nearby neutral venue, not Delhi, which is Shillong. Number 3, in a petition by the CBI, quite rightly the court has given an absolute, permanent, clear stay against arrest. That was the whole purpose of the CBI harassment. In their application, they've used the word surrender. They've threatened arrest, and there's a complete stay against it on that. Number 4, the court patiently heard all the other points I made, which you are missing out. Not you, that is, the media has missed out. The points were very interesting. This Sarda action is going on by the CBI since 2014. The Supreme Court transferred it to CBI in 2014 after recording in a judgment of the Supreme Court that the SIT headed by Rajiv Kumar and DGP has done excellent work. We are only handing it over to CBI only because it's a multi-state matter. It then from 13 to 18 now is not made a single offence, a single FIR, a single provision of law against Rajiv Kumar. So I told the court, and it is noted in the arguments, that he is not an absconder, he is not an accused. He's not even an accused. No FIR against him. Number 5, the only thing Rajiv Kumar has received are 160 notices, which call him as a witness. I told the court also that the offence for not coming as a witness is 174, which is both bailable and non-cognizable, which means you can't arrest without warrant and it is bailable. The court has noted the submissions also, not in the order, but this is the oral submission I'm talking about, that 2 days after a political rally, on the last day of the CBI's chief's tenure, a team lands up in Sunday at his house. What is the purpose of it except to humiliate after years and months? So all this is the larger context, which is why the court says no arrest, no coercive steps. He will make himself for questioning, which the man has been saying in writing for the last 2 years. So you can decide, let the BJP clap, let the CBI clap. I'm so happy that the court is able to fashion something which both sides think are a clear victory. But I would say that their view is something like, अच्छे ख्याल हैं गालिब द्वारा मन बहलाने के लिए.
Mr. Singhvi, the CBI and its counsel and Mr. K.K. Venugopal have argued that they were only there to question to begin with and not to arrest, which is why they had no warrant or court order. Would it have been possible if Mr. Kumar had cooperated from the beginning that this entire episode, including the dharna, could have been completely avoided?
You see, that is why the facts heard in open court are important. DGP and then Kumar, in writing on letters in 2018, 2 of them, letters in 2017, two of them have said, we are ready, we will come wherever you want, we will make a centralized place in Kolkata. The SIT, which by the way was disbanded in 2014, is spread all over Bengal. We'll call them at a central place in Kolkata. You can come to my office. It's in writing on the record. So, now the first letter you called me was for giving a date one day after Deepavali in 2017. The man says there is Deepavali, give me any other date, I'll come on that date. So this is just a harassment technique. Have you ever seen a CBI landing up on a Sunday after not responding to the police commissioner's letter saying I'm available and saying that he's absconding? And tell me one thing, if Mr. Venugopal and Mr. Mehta did not want this, why is the application use the word surrender? The application says in prayer, surrender, in writing. Do you think surrender is used for a witness or somebody you want to arrest? I can guarantee, but for the Supreme Court protection, they would want to arrest him. It's all now ex post facto over clever reasoning.
Well, Mr. Singhvi, Mr. Jaitley has said that Mamata Banerjee has overreacted to this entire situation. Do you agree that this is an overreaction politically?
I agree entirely that there is a huge overreaction, but it is by the CBI and the BJP leaders. Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah on a Friday launch an attack which virtually names and refers to the police commissioner at a political rally. 2 days later, the CBI with 25 officers land up at his home. 25 officers, mark you. Thereafter, each and sundry in the BJP is giving statements. What discretion is left with the CBI when political masters give statements? The CBI boss is out on Sunday, the last day of his tenure, without waiting for Shukla to come in, he launches this. Who's overreacting? Mamata Banerjee adopted a Gandhian method saying, I totally will stand by my officers. What is the status of my officers if they are humiliated? I will sit in my own town. What did she do wrong? And as far as confinement and arrest is concerned, we have got a video which we'll produce before the court. Which will show them all these officers are escorted to the nearest thana. They sit there, they are having coffee and talking. That is the meaning of arrest, of detention. So I think there is a limit to the kind of distortion which are being said. I know this because I speak only from the record. I am not speaking airy-fairy. Each sentence which I have made is on the record. The letters are there. The video will be produced before the court.
Well, Mr. Venugopal has also argued that there are doubts over the documents handed over to the CBI from the Kolkata Police Commissioner as the SIT chief, and call records that were given were incomplete. And he might also be in contempt of court, which is a further matter the court has said it will admire. Yes, it will examine. I beg your pardon. Go ahead. What is your defense on the matter of the data records?
Did the court accept this? Did the court accept this? It is only issued notice. We'll file a very strong reply. The court has not accepted the submission. That's an allegation. We have got at least 8 documents with a list of things submitted. Everything possible is submitted. Mr. Venugopal mentions 3 things. The CDR, the receipt, we have submitted it. They take it after 4 years. They ask for it after 4 years. We have documents about every possible document being given. What is the SIT to do with it when the SIT is disbanded in 2014? Where is the investigation of the SIT after 2014 that will collect new material? And after 2014, please ask the number of, and I'm making a political point, number of people who are directly alleged and implicated in the scam who have joined the BJP. Today, across the country, unfortunately, Faye, if you want to be insulated from legal action, you must join the BJP or surrender to them, prostrate yourself before them. Everybody associated with the BJP is to see greater hope. Everybody who dares to be independent or not part of the BJP, he must be harassed. There are how many people in the BJP today who have got direct names, who have been interrogated, who have arrested also in this scam? And there are new joiners in the recent past who I can assure you will not ever get a notice. And this man is the head of a SIT disbanded in 2014 by the court. What will he suppress after 2014? Material all at that time, all is handed over under receipts.
Mr. Singhvi, isn't this proof that the CBI and the Kolkata police have just effectively become pawns in this political game? This entire opportunity was an opportunity for political one-upmanship, but it is the police on both ends that have lost credibility in return.
There is no doubt. There is no doubt that there is a lot of politics here. It is all unfortunately started by the BJP. Look, elections are around the corner. You know the presence of this political party in that state. You must therefore create a chimera, an illusion of wrongdoing. The object is not Rajiv Kumar. The object is to insinuate that the chief minister is complicit. Tell me one thing, Faye. For last 2013 to 19, for 6 years, no complicity of the chief minister is found. Now suddenly you want to show the chief minister to be complicit by you sleeping? Is it like Mr. Modi's government's remembrance of agricultural distress and Santa Claus sops 2 months before the elections? That all this is happening just now? You are not able to find a single piece of evidence that you are now going around talking of paintings auctioned by her. Why? It's all obviously politics, you are right, but by whom? In what manner? By the ruling party, because the ruling party controls the levers, the yantra and the tantra of these agencies.
Mr. Singhvi, political question. Mr. Jaitley has also said that Mamata Banerjee is doing all of this to position herself as the prime ministerial candidate of the opposition and the Gathbandhan. With your political hat on, do you agree with him?
I think Mr. Jaitley is absolutely right. There is someone who's trying to position himself in West Bengal. And he knows very well who it is because they have a zero presence in West Bengal. There is someone who's trying to divide, to provoke, to enrage, and to create insinuatory climate just because from 1 seat they may become 2 seats or from 2 they may become 3. Certainly, and Mr. Jaitley can't take the name of that boss of his. So therefore he's talking about Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee has a large number of seats of West Bengal. If she has a greater number of seats and is the largest in a group, she certainly will have aspirations. Each member of the post-election group of 2019 has said openly, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said so, Mr. Mamata Banerjee has said so many others have said so, that it is not we who talk of prime ministerial. It is Mr. Modi who talks of it. We simply say that whoever has the numbers will sit together and decide. It's a very valid, straightforward point. But the BJP, Mr. Modi, Mr. Jaitley are terrified. They are terror-struck by the prevention of vote division, which is the only thing which gets the BJP through. And that prevention of vote division happening by convergence of political parties leads these BJP to constantly talk about Prime Minister. अरे भाई Prime Minister हमको चुनना है, आपको हमारे उससे क्या मतलब है? हम तो बड़े आराम से चुनेंगे आंकड़ों के आधार पे बाद में. Why are you speculating from today?
Well, there is another
One
question,
thing is
Mr.
certain.
Singhvi, if I may.
There is a large number of people in the BJP who will not want Mr. Modi as Prime Minister if the figures go down.
My other question to you is, there are accusations that Mamata Banerjee has denied permission to various BJP leaders, including Mr. Adityanath, who is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. She's denied permission now in the latest reports to former Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan to bring their helicopters or land their helicopters in Bengal for rallies. Now, isn't this also misusing her power as Chief Minister for politics? In a democratic nation, we are allowed to go wherever we want to go.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just about a week or 2 weeks ago, I did the Bengal so-called Rath Yatra case against the BJP. And the figures were placed before the Honorable Court. There were 1,500 permissions given directly to the BJP alone by the West Bengal government in 1 year, 17-18. I'm giving example of 1 year. For this huge Rath Yatra, again, all permissions were given for rallies almost up to 50,000. What they object to are certain individual situations. Suppose you have a moving 1 kilometer long convoy crisscrossing the state for 49 days. Well, if there's a law and order perception, if there's intelligence reports, then each state government of this country has a right to say no. Now, the helicopter issue is based on individual cases. There may be issues in an individual case. There are any number of helicopters landing all over West Bengal. Do you think Mr. Shah is campaigning in West Bengal without a helicopter? Do you think Mr. Modi is campaigning there? You will get at least 50 permissions in the next 3 months in West Bengal. An individual permission is denied on the threat perception, on the danger perception, on the weather, on the location, on the pad, so many things.
But is it a
1500
coincidence
to
that
70, I forget the figure, 1753 if I remember right, in 1 year alone to the BJP last year.
But is it a coincidence that weather, threat perception, location perception largely involves BJP leaders though?
Why? The elections are coming now. Every day helicopters are landing. They are talking only of the one or two which are denied for a particular reason in that particular area. I will, if you give me time, I will send you by post the number of permissions given, because we have given it in the Supreme Court for last year. I'm sure they'll give it for this year as well. Mr. Shah is having meetings like this every other day all over India. He's getting permissions in Bengal also, so many of them. He just plucked out one or two to create a chimera. Yes, if Mr. Yogi Adityanath is a particular name, and I hate to say this name, Mr. Bisht is the correct name, because I still wonder how a yogi has become such a big bogey in terms of politics. Yes, certainly if he's going to go and make provocative speeches, divisive, abusive, provocative, inflammatory, the state administration and the local intelligence gives the inputs of a conflagration, is entitled to deny it.
But Mr. Singhvi,
every state does it. They do it on individual perception.
We have laws against inflammatory and speeches that would incite offence. But technically, in a democratic country, we also have freedom
one of the
speech.
laws. That's right. That's right, which is subject to reasonable restrictions. It's just been upheld. 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court has upheld the right of the state government to say no to individual cases. Just 2 weeks ago. We are not giving any blanket situation as far as the state of West Bengal is concerned that you shall not do anything. Yes, suppose you expect with a past history a man like Mr. Bisht landing in a highly, remember Bengal has the highest percentage of minorities, an average of 25% plus, but population in areas of up to 38%, 38. Now if you have the intelligence report saying that there will be a complete conflagration, if a man like Mr. Bisht, who has not glorified himself with the kind of cheap, negative communal comments he makes, lands there and creates a conflagration, will you go there and control the situation? Will Mr. Bisht pay the price of having the whole thing going up in flames? That's the threat perception which each local district administration first gives a report. Then it is evaluated in the center, and then it is given at the central level of the state, in the state, to say no. And there are many other areas where this will not happen, where you can gladly come and do it. Okay?
Yes. Mr. Singhvi, one last question. Of course, there is an accusation that Mamata Banerjee is running the state in complete anarchy with a total breakdown of the federal system, showing no respect for central agencies. Do you believe that at any point she has overstepped her brief as Chief Minister?
Well, certainly the words you are using, you meaning the BJP has used them, you are only articulating them, are exactly the words which are a kind of a preparing the ground precursor for Article 356. Do you think this country will tolerate, whether it's an opposition, pro-Congress, non-Congress, opposed to Congress, supporting Congress government, state anywhere in India, for a 356 to be used in this kind of situation, 2 months before elections? This language, which I find BJP leaders using every day, is the classic language of Article 356. So are you creating a ground when your political masters around you are giving you a signal, 356, 356, the governor is being summoned to Delhi? Well, I think Vinash Kale Vipreet Buddhi, let them do it. I think the public of that state will give a befitting reply. It is a power of the central government. It has been struck down in the recent past alone, just in last 20 years, in Rameshwar, in Bihar, in Karnataka very recently, in Uttarakhand very recently, in Arunachal Pradesh. Let them do over-adventurism and the court will give a befitting reply, apart from the political janta giving a more befitting reply.
All right, Mr. Singhvi, many thanks for giving us your time here at Mirror Now and having this conversation with us. Abhishek Manu Singhvi there, the Counsel for the West Bengal Government and also member of the Congress Party, giving us his point of view on who the moral victory really belonged to and who the political victory belonged to in the Centre versus Mamata fight. Stay with Mirror Now for more news and updates.